Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide on how to use the train in Farming Simulator 25. Now, it essentially is the same as Farming Simulator 22, but we'll still go ahead and talk about it. Some of you guys might be new to the franchise and you might be curious about it anyways. So the trains have the ability to sell pallets off and sell bulk products off to another sell point. So if we look in the menu here, you can tell where the train's at by this black line on this map. Base game maps, that will denote where the train is at, is this black line that runs through the map. Modded maps in the future might be different. In general, modded maps should function very similar to this. Now, the couple things we need to look for is, one, the train sell point. So at each end of the track, you'll see the train sell point, which is Goldcrest Valley here and Goldcrest Valley there. It'll be the same for each one. So that's one thing to note. And if we go down to selling stuff, we wanted to sell barley. Goldcrest Valley, you'll see this little train icon next to it. That's how you know it's the train. Typically, it pays you higher prices. This one's not so much. But yeah, and you can see here for like barrels, like pallets of barrels. Actually, I have a bread pallet that we're going to sell. So we'll click on that. You can see here, it's selling it off to the train point. That's the price there. So typically, that's why you'd use the train. Usually when you're in the height of whatever product it is that you're trying to sell, which I don't know if we can find one that is that right now. But we can try to see if there's one. Not quite. I don't know. This one might be here. So this one, you can sell it off to Goldcrest Valley, $2,300. That is the highest price in here by just about $100. So you can get more off of it. You do have to pay to rent the train. Typically, it's about $1,000 an hour, but that's real time. So you'll notice when we rent it and sell some stuff off, the rental fee is not that much. $1,000 an hour sounds like a lot, but it's $1,000 an hour of real time. So it really doesn't end up being much. So how do we rent the train? On the map, there'll be several points, usually, that'll show you where to rent the train. Now, this works for all maps. I'm on Riverbend Springs, but this will work for all maps, and all of these features are going to be on all the different maps. So Riverbend Springs, usually you want to follow the railroad, try to look for where you have this little icon right here, which is the rent train point. So we can rent the train down here, and I'll show you why you'd want to rent it maybe down there, because this is a logistics building right here. And then up here, we have a rent train point here, which is where we're kind of at. And then next to this rent train point, we have the Grain West Silo, which is the same icon as you have for like a normal generic sell point or something like that. But if it says silo in it, here's how you can tell if it's a silo or not. Go into the menu, look for something a silo would take, like barley, for example, and you can see we don't have any Grain West Silo in here. Now, Grain River Silo, that does have silo in the name, which can be a little confusing, but that's a sell point that's up over here. It has nothing to do with the train or storing different goods. Obviously, if you own a farm, which I think if we actually just, can we buy this one real quick? Yep, let's buy that. You can see the same icon there for your silo there. That's a farm silo over there. So just be aware of that. Now, you can load the train theoretically anywhere on the track, but there are some places to load it that are easier. You also can use, theoretically, you can use like grain belts and stuff. If I go into here, I think it's down in miscellaneous at the very bottom. Belt systems, you theoretically could try to use these to load the train. I haven't tested that. That's definitely the hardest way to load the train. The easiest way is going to the silo. So every map should have one place where you can load the train here. Here I have the silo. So first things first, let's get the train coming our way because we need to use the train. So we're going to go to that train rental point, which is right there. You'll see that little icon right there, and it's going to match up with where this is at on the map. So if I go up to it, I'll leave my help menu open in the upper left-hand corner. Again, this works for all platforms. And it says, there you go, rent train, $4,000 an hour. I'm going to hit R, and then it'll tell me how far the train is away from me. It's 1.8 kilometers away. That'll slowly start to go down, 1.7. If it's going up, that means the train is going a loop around and come back. So if it starts going up, don't panic. You just have to wait for it. It's going to come park right where that train point is. Now, for the train silo here, we have a couple different things I want to note. So first off, we have the endpoint, for that's like trailers and stuff like that. Sometimes, too, the train silos will hold things that normal silos can't. And the reason for that is they sell them off. So, like, for example, I actually don't know if spinach will go in here, which that's an important one to test out here and see. Spinach, you can sell spinach to Goldcrest Valley, which means the train silo on a map can store spinach. So if you wanted to store spinach, you could store it off here or other crops. Just go in here and see if it takes it. And it's a bulk product. It has to have a place to store here. And you can see that little 0 is our total silo capacity, but that's showing us that there is a silo that can take it. So we could put spinach in here if you wanted to. Then you can also get it out from right here. So you just pull a trailer under here to get the stuff out. I love there's a guy working up there. But yeah, you can get stuff back out here. You don't have to, if you load it into the grain silo here, you don't, first off, you don't have to own this land to use it or anything like that. So you can see the train's on its way now. But you don't have to own the land to use it or anything like that. You can use this absolutely free of charge. There's no charge to use it or anything like that. You can use it just to store your crops if you wanted the silo. And I'm going to kind of test to see how much it can actually hold. I have 1,000,000 liters in a modded trailer over there, so we'll kind of see. And the train should stop right next to the train rental point. And as soon as it stops for the first time, we can now get into it. Now, one other setting that you may want to look at here is on game settings. Oh, goodness, let's find it in here. Maybe it's not under here. Maybe it's under regular settings. I thought it was under here. General settings. Let's see. There should be a setting to tab. Yep, here we go. Switch to trains. If that's off, you can't tab to the train when you have it rented. If that is on and I start tabbing, it'll tab me into the train, which we'll talk about that in a second. So, yes, you can use this as a silo, and then over here, this little point is where you're going to load it onto your train. So you can load it into here using a trailer and then load it onto the train, or you can get it back out. So let's go ahead and put some wheat in here. I have 1,000,000 liters of wheat. We're going to see how much this thing can actually hold. Usually, I want to say it's gonna. I want to say in FS22 it held. I want to say it held 800,000 liters, but we'll see. It's going to load pretty quick. Oh, only 500,000. That should be the combined capacity. That should be the total capacity. But 500,000 liters still, that's pretty darn good. Now let's see how much of that we can actually load onto the train. So you can hold 500,000 liters of spinach here if you wanted to. Now if I go into here, I can get it back out that way if I wanted to. I don't want it back out, but you can get it back out. Let's go to the train now. You also can, just like a regular vehicle, walk up to it and hit E to enter. Oops, if I go to the right spot. Maybe I have to go to the other side. As I say that and it doesn't work. Oh, I got to go to where the actual cab is, of course. You can drive it from in cab too if you wanted to, but I need to hit enter to start it up if you don't have automatic engine start on. And then up in the upper left-hand corner, I can hit G to switch between all the different train cars. There's some flat ones at the back as well that you can open up. So I'm going to go to the first one. I'm going to hit N to open the cover. So that first cover is opening. I can go backwards and forward. Do note that the train takes a while to stop, so I'm trying to stop it. And there we go. And then I'm going to hit R, and it's just going to pull up the wheat because that's what's in there right now. And let's go ahead and throw some wheat in here real quick. There we go, close to full, and should be 90,000. Yep, 90,000 a cart. We can hit N to close that cover if you want to, and then I'm going to hit G to bump back to the next cart, and I'm going to hit N to open that one. Oops, it was already open. Sorry, let me open it back up, and then hit R. I'm going to put more wheat in there, and I'll skip ahead so you guys don't have to see the loading. We'll see how much this cart's going to hold now. And there we go, close to full, 180, so 90,000 for that as well. We'll close that cover, then we should have one more bulk tank right back there. And you also can sell logs off as well. There's a log tanker back there, a log trailer back there. And if you want to know if something's sold off, you can just go in here and check. So if we go down, is it wood? Yep, wood right there. You can see Goldcrest Valley will take it. And that's where you can sell wood. So if you loaded wood on there, you can sell that off as well. All right, and that one filled up, and that one holds 120,000 liters. So you can see you have 500,000 liters here in these bulk tanks here. Now, I want to pull forward here because there's kind of a logistics warehouse up this way that we're going to load a couple pallets on as well. And you can load as much different stuff on here. You could put wheat in one of these, barley in the next one, and spinach in the last one, or however you want to do it. You can do it however you'd like to. You can leave the train parked somewhere for as long as you want. Again, you can kind of do whatever you want to. Oh, I was hoping that logistics warehouse would let us load from there. There is one right here next to us, though, that I'm going to stop at. So that was my bad. I put them in the wrong one. I'm just going to pull forward a little bit. I want to stop next to those doors back there. And right about here should do it. Okay. Now, if I hop out for a second, the train can run. I thought that was going to pull up on this railroad, so I put some pallets over here. Now, normally you'd have to use like a forklift or something to move these pallets. I'm going to move them with some super strength, and I'm going to get over here some super speed to save you guys some time. And I'm just going to throw them in there, and we're going to pretend like I just put them in there in the first place and knew that that was the correct building. So that's what we're going to pretend happened here. But anyhow, if you get them over to this kind of building right here, which it makes sense because this building, if I hop up in here, oops, I'm going to get stuck. Let me go around to the front. If I go to this building here, there's actually a train rental point right next to it, right over here, which makes sense, right next to the logistics building. So you can drive your pallets up in here if you'd like to, and then you could load them on the train right here. Now, again, this isn't maybe the best because it's pretty far away, but you can load this wherever. So if you wanted to, if it was easier for you, you could come right outside here and load the pallets on from that side. But get them on, and then the important thing I would say is to strap them down. So I can hit R to strap them all down if I wanted to. Go back here. Oops, let's get that guy strapped down. Ooh, that's not in a good spot. There we go, strapped down. So they're all strapped down. And logs, you also can strap down in here. I have log straps there. And if I get back in the train, what I can do is I can strap down. I'm going to see if I can zoom out far enough. I really can't. But if I hit G a couple more times to get back to, well, let's get back to the log trailer there. I can hit L to fasten all those tension straps. And if I get back to the very back, I can fasten them all down right there. And then if I unfasten them, you can see we don't know about the wheat and bread. But there we go. Now we know about the wheat and bread. So now all we have to do, and you go backwards or forward, it doesn't matter. I hit 3 to activate cruise control. This should start cooking at about 50 miles an hour. What we're doing is we're just going to drive it off the map. You just have to drive it to there, and when you drive it off the map, it returns the train, and you can say to sell stuff as well. So if you don't want to sell stuff, I haven't tried doing that. I wouldn't try to keep stuff on the train long term, but you should be able to just drive off the map and sell stuff off. So we'll just enjoy this nice little scenic drive. We should be there here in just a few seconds, actually. Maybe not a few seconds, but shouldn't take us too long to get there. And some of the trains go around the map, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And you can kind of get a really good appreciation for the map going across the bridge and all that. So, but yeah, you can just sell the stuff off pretty easily. It's going to take a right here. There we go. And then we're getting close to the edge of the map. Just going to go across past here. And as soon as we hit the edge, there we go. Your train will now drive to Goldcrest Valley and return on the other side of the map. Do you want to train to sell load goods? Yes. And then you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, $6,400 for the products, then $252,000 for the harvest, and then $136 for the leasing costs. That was how much it cost us to rent the train for the entire time I was talking to you. So for getting an extra, you know, 50 to 100 bucks per 1,000 liters, it a lot of times is worth it. It's just a little bit more work to do it that way. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully that was useful and informative in some way. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.